And this is episode 3 of Elite Heat on a Thursday. Here's why. My wedding anniversary happened to fall on Wednesday this year. And and so it was like, well, I should probably, spend it with my wife and not watching wrestling because I enjoy being married slightly more than I enjoy doing this podcast.
Oh,
slightly.
Wow. I feel pretty good about things then.
Well, you should. You should.
I do.
Also, I do think it's worth pointing out, though, that last week when you were like, oh, they're going to be not that far from us. And at no point did it enter my mind of like, oh, I can't go because it's my anniversary. It was like, yeah, I don't want to drive on a school night.
Look, both equally acceptable reasons not to go.
My wife is very lucky, clearly.
So lucky.
However, it worked out really well because if you go back to, was it the first episode where we talked about Mox dissing you twice?
Yes.
Do you know today is the anniversary of that?
I do know that.
So we should tell that story.
I think I messaged you that today.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You did. That's how I knew it. I mean, I knew it anyway.
I know you did.
I have it.
That in you.
I have it as a calendar reminder.
Uh-huh.
The anniversary of Doug getting dissed by Mox twice. But anywho, well, I guess we could just start with that. So if you go on HBO Max and you watch the, I guess, December 4th episode from 2019.
I think it was like the second or third Dynamite. It was early.
Well, they debuted in October, so they were 2 months in. Yeah. I don't know. I think what you're thinking of is when they came to town to promote it.
That could be it. Yeah.
It was literally the Thursday after Dynamite debuted.
Yes, there we go.
That's what you're thinking of.
Yep.
But so you and I and two friends of mine were ringside, and if you go watch it on HBO Max, the camera runs right up to us at the start of the show and freezes on us.
Yes, it does.
It holds the shot on us.
Yes.
Mox, when he came by, people stick their hands out, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
He fist bumped me twice and just completely skipped over you each time.
Yeah, he did. He sure did. He didn't even look at me.
No, he didn't.
It wasn't like he sized me up and went, meh. I didn't even get a dismissive glance. It was just, oh, Tim's here. Boom, bada bing. Huh?
I remember turning to you, Doug, and going, what did you do to piss him off?
I don't know.
Clearly something.
I don't know. Maybe it's when I said Ambrose and he.
Oh, that might have done it. Yeah, that might have done it. Yeah. You know what I think it is? I think it's that you don't bleed enough.
He set such a high bar for that.
I know, but you might want to consider it. I'm just saying.
Okay. All
right. With that, let's get into the episode. Go ahead. What?
Let's do it.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I stopped for that. I should have known better. All right. I liked the Joe and Eddie promo to open because you got two of the best talkers in the game doing what they do.
Absolutely. That was
an absolute banger of an Eddie promo.
I love him. I do
too.
So much. And I don't remember exactly what his outline was, but it was so good. Oh, yeah. He'll just go, I'll eat you alive. Boom. Done. I'm out.
Yep.
Love it.
And kudos to Joe also for just kind of standing there like, I don't know what to do with that because I might have bit off more than I can chew here. Like it gives you, look, I'm under no pretenses that Eddie Kingston is going to beat him for the title next week.
No, he is not.
But I appreciate that they're trying to build the drama of it.
Yeah, because
I'm on board with that.
You're always going to know Eddie's going to go in there and he's going to fight like mad and he's going to look respectable and he's going to look good.
I would like, it doesn't have to be a long one, but I would like to someday see Eddie get the title, even if it's just a short run.
Now, I did find it interesting because which title was it that he did get? Because he did carry an AEW title.
So he had the ROH World Championship.
Right.
Which is unfortunately not what it used to be right now, but
right.
But he had the Continental title.
Yes, and Joe made it seem like he never won a big one, and it's like, well, he did carry the Continental title.
Yeah, I had the same thought. I was like, well, that's just not true because there was the whole modern Triple Crown thing, right? Because he put the ROH title, the Continental, or maybe it was for the Continental, and he had the. Did he have the international?
I don't remember.
Or was that the tournament I don't remember.
But he had the Continental title or whatever it is called.
Yeah, he was a double champion.
Yeah.
I mean, he had at least 2 belts there for a minute, so.
Absolutely. And so I was like, Joe, I mean, that story doesn't really make a lot of sense, but okay. I mean, continue with it. That's fine.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can always come back and, well, not now because the match is going to be next week. But if they did like a pre-tape promo before because I assume it's the main event, with Joe just being like, I dismiss that. Like, it doesn't matter. It wasn't relevant because you don't matter. Like, you can salvage it if you want. It's also not the worst thing in the world. But
no, but I would if I were them, I would just ignore it. But yeah, love that bit.
Yeah.
I loved Joe being the smarmy guy and Eddie just being Eddie, and I loved it.
And then you got the Opps promo, which was fine.
Yeah.
I don't think Hook is the best talker.
Mm-mm.
Powerhouse, I thought, did okay there. What made me laugh, though, was them being like, everyone's gunning for these trios titles. Literally no one is.
No.
Literally no one is going after it.
I hate to tell you, if Dark Order is who you're fighting, no one's coming after.
No one's going. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Don't get me wrong. Love seeing Dark Order or Dark Order? New tag team. I love seeing Dark Order on Dynamite.
Mm-hmm.
But again, no way they were winning that.
No
way.
I wrote down when they were doing the backstage, I wrote down more Dark Order, please.
Absolutely.
But again, nobody thought they were winning that match.
No.
Nobody thought that.
I did like the tip of the hat with Hangman coming back and them going, wait a minute. We love you. We know you want his blood. You gotta let us win or lose this on our own, and then you can do whatever you want.
Don't blow this for us. Yeah.
I liked that callback to their relationship. That was good.
I agree. I liked that. Then we got Okada and Pac in the Continental Classic.
Man, this card was so stacked. It was crazy. I watched that match a second time because I was like, I need to see this again because there were so many what could have been almost at least pay-per-view co-main events. I mean, my gosh, Okada and Pac, give me a break. That was ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, they loaded the Continental Classic.
Yes, they did.
No doubt about that.
Yes, they did.
I thought it was a really good match. I love this version of Okada.
Yeah.
I love what he's doing right now. He's genuinely funny, but still out there murking people. I mean, he is.
But I like how he won, but they're painting him not just as physically dominant, but he's cagey. He's the guy that's going to squeak by and win because he's smart and he's a tournament wrestler. And so they really did a good job of building that narrative up and playing that story out during this match. I thought it was really well done.
I agree. I thought they did a really good job with that. Here's where I get a little nitpicky. Again, I admit it.
Yeah.
I don't love when any wrestler does I'm going to bounce off the ropes a bunch of times because they're gaining momentum.
Yeah.
Like every time I saw Roman Reigns do it, I was like, what are you doing, dude? Because it would work better if you start slow and then actually speed up. But instead, what I am watching you do is slow down when you hit the rope and speed back up.
Mm-hmm.
I loved that Okada drop kicked him out of it, though.
I thought
that was great.
How he finally hit it, but he had to try like 3 or 4 times. I thought that was really, really good.
Yeah.
And I do think I'll slightly argue. I think Pac does a good job of making it look like he does get faster coming off those ropes. But
so the first time he did it, I thought so too. But watching it, so I watched it tonight on a Thursday. Watching it tonight, I could see him have to take the hesitation when he hit the ropes.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And so like it's one thing if you can build it. And the first time he did it, I thought he did. And I don't know if it's a camera angle thing where they just had the wrong angle on it tonight or I don't know. We got a new Fire Stick that streams better. Maybe that's the problem. I don't know. But I just don't love that. And it feels a little cartoony 80s to me.
Okay.
Again, I fully recognize I'm being very, very nitpicky right now.
And that's fine because with a match that
Good,
good,
because I'm going to keep doing it.
with a match that good though, I mean, that's really all you can do. And
Yeah,
but and even with that being said, I do think the way they played it out was about the only way to make that believable and work well, even within the context of this match. I thought it was well done. Okada
I
rolls
agree.
out the first time, just completely bails on it, drop kicks him out of the second time, and then the third time he's finally able to just clock him. So
Yeah,
like
yeah. No, I agree. It was
by
a
the
good
way,
match.
does Pac look huge lately? My
He
God.
Yeah, I don't know if he bulked up or if it's like I don't know how this would make him look bigger, but the only other thing I could think of is he switched to the singlet, and I was
I
like,
don't
does that somehow make him look bigger?
maybe, but he just looks enormous.
Yeah, I think he bulked, which, Swerve bulked up too.
Swerve is
So,
bulked up, he looks
yeah,
good too, but man, Pac looks amazing. Looks amazing.
yeah, yeah, I have bulked up as well
Me
in a
too.
very, very different way.
Yes, samesies,
Yeah.
samesies. I did I did like the finish. I like the kinda skin of his teeth way he
Mhm,
won, so yeah, hats off. That was a well played
mhm.
match. I liked it.
I do think they're doing a nice job of saying, "Look, Okada's the greatest tournament wrestler ever, but he might not make it out of this."
Right,
Like, they're giving you those seeds of doubt,
100%, yeah.
which I like.
Mhm.
Promo heavy show, which is
Little bit.
probably fine.
Mhm,
But the Briscoe promo, I think like it's Mark Briscoe. I'm never
mhm.
gonna have a problem with that. I'll tell you what I do want. I want an international ass whooping t-shirt. I thought that was funny when he said it's
Yeah.
gonna be an international ass whooping.
Yeah,
I'd
that
buy
I'll take
that.
one of those, please, thank you.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
But that was fine.
Mhm.
No notes, whatever. Then we went to the Ricochet promo. Might have been his best in AEW. I genuinely mean that. That might have been his best promo in AEW.
He is gaining some momentum, and I think
Mhm.
he's finally, like, figuring out that character and how that character presents, and it's working, and that was a good one. I liked it.
Yeah, I liked him doing the "I'm gonna do charity work." I thought that was fun. I thought that was a good line. I thought that was a good line. Conglamoration promo followed after that. Thought it was a little weird to split that. I get the Briscoe one by itself, and then
Yeah,
you do another one, then you kind of come back to him. I thought that was a little bit weird in terms of the layout of the show.
yeah.
Um, Even with Mark Briscoe, I only thought that one was okay.
Well,
I,
it yeah, with, I wanna call him Kyle O'Reilly, but that's not his name.
no, Roderick Strong.
Roderick Strong. I constantly get them in my head confused, but Roderick Strong, he's another one of those guys that, yeah, he's good.
Yeah,
He doesn't have much of a personality, and he
no,
seems to be lacking, without his cohorts and his running mates, but
yeah. I'm
I
also a little bit over the whole like I'm not part of the conglomeration thing. Then okay, then don't be.
yeah, then why are you standing around with them?
Yeah, why are you hanging out with them? Then
I
just
did
don't be.
I did like Orange's response. "I don't think he saw me here."
That was great. I actually wrote down that Orange Cassidy saved it with that
He
line. I
he
thought that
did,
was tremendous.
and Renee's like, You were standing right there." So
I,
good.
I would watch a 30-minute TV show of Orange Cassidy and Renee.
Oh, yeah, so good.
They are great. Yeah.
So good. So good.
So then they went to that hospital footage of Darby.
Mhm.
What do you make of that?
I I don't know. Like, I don't know
Neither do
what
I.
I don't like, the only thing I can think of is he is something happened and during a cursory, like, medical checkup that they found something else, and that's why he's in the hospital, and they're just being super cautious, or it's some weird elaborate work, and that's footage from when he was in the hospital previously. I
So,
don't know.
yeah, so I think it's some sort of work. I don't think that that's a real hospital that he was in.
That's
I
fair.
Because I don't know how you shoot that in a hospital. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, I think it was kinda supposed to be like
Security footage almost.
yeah, like security cam footage, but it also was sort of cell phone video, and I didn't understand it. I think it's a weird elaborate work. I think you described that very well. I just have no idea where we're going with it. Either it's or maybe it's a combination, right? Where like it's what you said of uh he did get dinged in the first match, which wouldn't surprise me.
Right.
In that match last week. And now he can't go, so they got to figure out how to write him out of it to keep the tournament going, or I don't know. I don't understand where we're going with that.
No, I don't know.
I guess we'll see, but I
Yeah.
don't.
I felt it was weird.
It might also be this just popped into my head. It might be a way to help explain him losing, because I don't. He's another one that I'm like, well, he's not making it to the semifinal.
No.
I don't think.
No.
Because isn't he in the same league with Okada and Fletcher? Do I have that right?
Possibly, yeah.
Because if he is, and he's not making it to the semifinal.
No, he's not going to make it. No.
So that might be part of it to explain that out. I don't know. I guess we'll see.
Yeah. But some of those coffin drops they look horrendous. So
yeah.
I don't know how he doesn't have permanent whipplash and just constant CTE.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like I said before, he's not going to be able to walk by the time he's 45, and so it wouldn't surprise me if they come back with like, oh no, it's legit, he's hurt. But I also feel like, again, sitting here on the day after the show, I feel like that would be out there, right?
Yeah.
Like the dirt sheets would be going, well, there's rumblings that this is a shoot thing, and we haven't seen, at least I haven't seen that. So.
Well, what makes me think it isn't is I did see one headline that says Darby Allin legitimately hurt. I'm like, okay, makes me think he's not.
Let me be real with you. I spend most of my time when I'm supposed to be working reading wrestling dirt sheet rumors. I didn't see it today, so
what? I saw it somewhere. I thought it was today. I think it was today. It was one of those.
I mean, I might have just
my
missed
feed, and I scrolled by it. I didn't click on it.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. We'll see where they go. After that, we got Kevin Knight, your boy, and Kyle Fletcher. Kevin Knight's good.
That was a hell of a match. It
was
so good, front to back. Man, that was great. Kevin Knight, he is, you know how they used to talk about the 4 pillars? He is one of the potentially the new pillar, and you can stack him up there with Kyle Fletcher, because those two.
Yeah.
You mentioned the other day, give that right into my veins. Yep, I'll take that match over and over again. He's so good.
Yeah. They were great. And I'm glad you got to see him do that coast to coast after you couldn't see it.
Okay, that was my nitpick.
Okay, hit me.
That angle that they shot it at was garbage.
Yeah.
You can't see how far he's going when you're shooting from the point of view of the corner. Come on.
I agree with you on that. I think that AEW still has production issues.
They 100% do.
They're not always shooting it right. They have a lot of audio issues, and I don't know what's going on there, and I don't know how you get that fixed. But I agree with you on that standpoint. I think part of why they shot it that way is that was how they shot it the week before when he launched, and how I was telling you that like my jaw was on the floor, like it broke my brain, because you could see from that angle how high he got.
Okay.
And like I said, I still don't know how to describe it. He pulled his legs up and then kicked them out.
Oh yeah. I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was just like, it was mind blowing to me. And I think they were trying to do that again. And I don't think that he launched as well as he did the week before.
He got there, but he
got there
like you described last week.
I mean, the way he did it last week, I legitimately was like, oh my God, this guy could literally jump ring post to ring post. And I think he could do it easily the way it looked last week. I think they were trying to reproduce that, and it just didn't come together that way. But I agree with you. I would rather you do the hard cam shot and let us see how far he goes.
Yes. Or at least bring it around some so we could see that distance better. Because it was a little difficult to even see him from there. So it was a great move. I thought it was shot terribly.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with you on that. I didn't think it in the moment, but I
kept waiting because I'm like, okay, they're setting it up, and they're going to move to the other cam. And then they didn't. I was like, are you kidding?
Yeah, right. I now that you mention it, I'm with you. They should switch to the hard cam on that. I think part of them are a little bit afraid of if he doesn't make it, it's going to be harder to cover it on the hard cam shot than that corner shot. But I think he's proven he's going to make it. Like,
yeah, he's gonna make contact one way or the other.
yeah, he's gonna get there. Like, I don't think you need to worry about it.
No,
How do you feel about the brain buster for the finish for Kyle Fletcher? For the finisher?
I thought in the moment it felt pretty good. I don't know if I want to see him continue to use that as his main finisher, but I thought it looked good because it was clearly out of, he was clearly frustrated that he couldn't keep his shoulders pinned, and so I think he got him with a power bomb and then did the brain buster, and so I was okay with it then. I don't, like I said, I don't know if I want to see that be his permanent finisher.
That seems to be the sequence.
Yeah.
Like that's his 2 moves of doom to go with Cena's 5 moves of doom, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And I don't necessarily I don't hate it if you're going to chain those together because it makes some sense, right? Like you just destroyed this person's neck.
Yeah.
But for a guy that I think is absolutely ticketed to be world champion sooner rather than later,
Right.
I think it might happen in 2026. I think he may win it at some point in there.
Could be.
I'd maybe like to see you have a little bit more of a convincing finisher.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind if it was a submission move of some sort. I think he's just big enough that you could, pull off some sort of power move.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what it is, but for a minute there, he was doing it where he would drop him on the turnbuckle, and I thought that's probably not sustainable, but it's devastating to watch, So I don't.
Very cool to see.
Oh yeah. So I don't know. I feel like I'd like to see him develop a better finisher, but I might be overthinking that. I might be overthinking it. Because look, here's the thing: if he wins the world title on a sheer drop brainbuster, I'm not gonna complain about it. I'm really not.
Not my champ.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I'm just gonna go. Yeah, okay. Like
brainbuster, not my champ.
I mean, I'm gonna be fine with it. Let's be real. I'm gonna be fine with it.
Exactly.
The Don Callis "Let Your Nuts Drop" line was tremendous in that promo that followed. That was tremendous.
Again, production issues. Why are you going to have Don Callis get in and then take a break? Right? Come on.
That and I didn't understand why did Don hand the mic to Kyle Fletcher there?
Because I don't think they let him know they were going to break, and I think that was, I don't know if that match went long or something, but it felt like Kyle was supposed to talk. And then someone got in his ear, or he got the signal that no, we're going to break. You need to fill. And
so like, that's interesting. Okay,
I think
I had actually had the opposite thought, where I thought Don thought they already went to commercial.
Maybe.
And him giving the mic to Kyle was how he was going to help Phil.
That's possible.
But either way, I think you're right. I think there was a timing issue there. I think you got that. I think you nailed that.
It was
weird.
Clunky. But weird. Yes, let your nuts drop. That was fun.
Good line. Dude, I also have what's that?
He's so good. He's just good.
He's tremendous. I also had to laugh on the how the face run in of it all. Like, I love that the Bucks and Jurassic Express are getting absolutely destroyed, and Omega doesn't do a single thing. But as soon as Don does the old wet willy to the eye, well, that's a bridge too far, my friend. Like, now we're coming for you. Like,
it was weird. I mean,
it's always weird.
The run-ins, like I said, I love a good run-in, and I don't see a lot of really good ones.
I agree. Shout out to Simon Miller again, who, if you haven't seen, I think he does it on his own YouTube channel, not the What Culture one. He makes fun of it where he's like the backstage producer, and he's like, okay, I need you to look like you just smelled a fart, and it's like,
yes.
And then he cuts to what they did, and it lines up beautifully. So I'm sure he'll do something with that of, and his rule of you can't appear until they say your name, like the Joe Hendry gimmick. But
yeah, exactly.
Anyway.
So yeah, that was clunky, and okay.
And it wasn't the only clunky one, but we'll get to that. I'm really curious what you thought about Timeless Love Bombs and the Megaproblems, which I think is an amazing name for that tag team.
I like that name.
I
Uh,
love it.
I like that tag team.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't love this match.
Okay.
And maybe I was a little distracted during the match, but I don't know. I don't know. There was something about it after going through what they did with Blood and Guts, then to have this, death match that didn't really feel like a death match. It felt just like kind of a hardcore match, and it was fine. I'm always going to like Tony. I like everybody involved. It has nothing to do with the work they put out, but it just didn't. It felt unnecessary, and I understand why they had Tony call for a death match, because it shows she's not afraid to meet them on their terms and still beat them, and I get it. Them going over is fine. I think it's clear now they are going to be the champions, but maybe I'm wrong. I was only it was fine. I didn't pouch for it, but
Yeah.
it was fine.
Yeah, so for those of you listening and that don't watch this on YouTube, I was vigorously nodding in agreement. I agree with everything you said there. I have never understood the stipulation from the jump. And we talked about that, I think, on the Full Gear episode in our first episode of like, I don't understand. I never understood it.
Mm-mm.
It never made sense to me and I mean, okay, the shoot logic of it is I want to extend the tag team tournament, the women's tag team tournament. I want to get these 4 teams on the Full Gear card. So fine, we'll have it be the winner gets to pick a stipulation for their match. Okay, fine. Little weird. Probably could have done one of your all-star 8-woman tag teams that used to be Tony's favorite thing before he got onto the money matches.
Wait till we get the All-Star 4-team money match.
Oh, dude, it's coming. But you know what I mean? Like, you could have had the 4 faces and you could have had the 4 heels and you could have just done, and then the winning team, the winning 8 or the winning 4 people, both then got to pick stipulations, because I thought it was weird that only one team gets to pick it.
Yep.
I agree with you that I get the logic of, like you said, we'll meet you on your territory. We're not afraid of you. But also, like, coming that close on the heels of Blood and Guts, it felt a little weird.
But
I also
it was that retribution aspect too of making
Sure.
Tony watch, and so
Sure.
I get it. And again, on paper, it doesn't look terrible. I just felt it was unnecessary. And again, I would have much rather seen a match that went hard than, because it didn't go, like I said, and it's not that I'm seeking a death match, but if you're going to call it a death match, it should be more of a death match.
I agree. And I'm sure some of that is getting around copyright, because I don't think they can say hardcore. I think WWE owns that.
Oh, okay.
I may be wrong, but I think they do.
Okay.
So that might have been part of it. I don't know. What I do know is my concern with it being that close to Blood and Guts was I was like, you gotta keep people healthy.
Yeah.
You know, like,
and this is where I got to tip my hat. And I thought Bryan Danielson is so good on commentary.
I agree.
Because he made that exact point. He was like, coming off Blood and Guts, you really got to pay attention to what you're doing and to put themselves through this so close after that and what they're doing to themselves now. But all night, that was just a really good example of Bryan Danielson saying the things that need to be said in a way that's believable. And I really liked his contributions, and maybe it just stood out more tonight, that last night, than it did in a while, but he did a great job.
I've thought since they put him on commentary, I've thought he's been tremendous. And I'm not kidding. I think it was either the first or second Wednesday that he was on commentary. I texted my friend Mike, who you can also see on that episode of Dynamite. He's I'm in between you and him. I think I texted him, I'd be fine if Taz doesn't come back. And that's not even a shot at Taz.
No,
Bryan Danielson is that good, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'd be completely okay between Bryan Danielson and Nigel McGuinness. those are probably the two best color guys in wrestling right now. I mean, Corey Graves is up there. I like Corey Graves,
Corey's really good. Really good.
You know, I
and you throw
nothing
in the work
against
of the occasional work of Don Callis in there,
yeah.
and you've got a really solid team to draw from on that. I like it.
Yeah. And, you know, nothing against Taz, but like I was getting kind of annoyed with him prior to him going away because I felt like he was doing the whatever Jones like way too much.
Yeah.
Way too much. And I know again, to shout out another podcast, Chris Van Fleet had Bryan Danielson on. That episode actually dropped today. I've listened to most of it. And Bryan talks about the commentary thing, and I guess he only came in to do it because Taz had shoulder surgery. So I don't know how permanent this is, but I hope very.
I hope he stays because he's so good.
Well, he did also talk about like, he was like, yeah, the travel's actually really hard on my neck. So
Okay.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It's good listen, by the way. Yeah, I just to put a bow on the timeless love bombs and the mega problems, I wasn't surprised that the faces went over. We're going to get face versus face. The heels are going to chase. I don't think that's a bad thing. I know normally you do the opposite on the chase where the face is the one chasing, but I don't think it's a bad thing. I think particularly with the mega problems being, if they're the first ones up, and I think they should be, regardless of who wins, I'm okay with that. By the way, I agree with you that I think the timeless love bombs win, but there is a part of me that wonders if the Babes of Wrath take it because they are so over.
They are very over. And what I was just going to say is, what do you think the odds are that we see a Babes of Wrath turn?
That's
because
interesting. The only reason that I don't think they'll do it is they have now created a women's tag team landscape that basically consists of these four teams. True. And as I said, I read a lot of the dirt sheets. There are reports out there that Anna Jay's contract is up some point relatively soon and that she is not a guarantee to re-sign.
Right. Yep.
So you may lose Ty J, and that was really your only other team. I mean, like I said before, I would like them to revisit the Athena Mercedes team. And since they are pushing ROH more on Dynamite, especially tonight. And by the way, I get why they do that.
100%. Yeah.
I think that it makes some sense to get Athena on TV, on Dynamite more. I should say on TV because ROH, unfortunately, is not on TV. I think it should be. Well, I think Tony's holding out for. You're not going to get an AEW Dynamite type deal, but I think he's holding out for a better deal than perhaps ROH is actually worth in its current form.
Probably, yeah.
What I'm real curious by is Warner Brothers Discovery being for sale. If Netflix buys it, which they might, there seems to be a pretty strong chance that they're gonna. That suddenly becomes very fascinating to me. Not just because of the WWE component of it, but like, do you just go ahead and put ROH on Netflix, or will they then finally put it on HBO Max, which is where it should have been this whole time?
Yep.
I don't know. We'll see. It's interesting.
It is.
I thought the video package they showed for the women, particularly teasing the Jamie Hayter, Chris Statlander title match, was good. I liked it.
Solid. Liked it.
Like I said, more Dark Order, please.
Yep.
Thought the Mercedes promo was good. I really liked that. I thought the angry Mercedes was really good there. Kind of makes me a little afraid for Red Velvet, not gonna lie.
Oh, Red Velvet is going to metaphorically die.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a bad night for her.
Yes, it is.
I would prefer Stokely be the only one that talks for FTR.
Okay.
I don't mind Dax and Cash doing it. I don't think they're necessarily bad. But when you have Stokely start the promo and then it goes to Cash, who is fine, but Stokely's so good that it's like, just let him talk. Just let him be the one to talk because he's so good that then when those two talk, I'm just like, yeah, you already got the point across. You know,
look, the FTR likes the old school. They should pull a Bobby Eaton and not say anything. Just stand there.
Yes, I agree. Stand there. I agree. I think that would be great.
Look bored like Bobby Eaton used to. Just look bored. and then walk away.
Yep.
Stokely, do all your talking.
Yeah, I totally agree. That led us to Dark Order versus the Opps. Look, nobody thought Dark Order was winning, which is a bummer because I like Dark Order. I'd like to see more of them, but nobody thought they were winning. What was that bottle spot from Hangman after the match?
It didn't break, right?
No. And here's the thing is that if it was supposed to, again, you talk about the production issues or whatever, the way they shot it, it was obvious he missed.
Oh, yeah.
Even if it was supposed to break, he never came close enough for it to do it. I don't understand what happened there. And that's the other one that I was talking about of that beatdown, quote unquote, really felt to me like it lacked some intensity. And that's a weird thing to say for something involving Hangman Adam Page.
With a chain.
Yeah. Like one of the most intense dudes. But it really fell flat for me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
To the point, I kind of forgot a lot of it. That there, I remember, he came down with a chain.
Yeah. And he hit Shibata.
Okay.
And again, I just watched it. So if I recall correctly, though, he hit Shibata with it. And then I think he hit Hobbs. And then he went to hit Shibata again or something. I don't know. It was one of those where, I don't know, man. It felt like the timing was off. It felt like they didn't talk about it. Maybe. I don't know. Something just really felt off on it to me. And that's too bad because what followed saved it, but it's really too bad that fell as flat as it did because, I think, again, you go back to what we talked about at Full Gear. I think that you've got to keep Hangman looking strong when you once again just took the belt off of him really quickly.
And
I don't know that it did. I don't know that it didn't. I'll say that.
I don't think it did anything one way or the other. And that may as well be a negative because we knew he was coming to the ring.
Yeah.
Nothing was decided. Nothing really was impactful other than he came to the ring. And
Yep.
I almost would have rather he came to the ring and they wouldn't let him touch them. Like they would have bailed and he would have just been flailing at nothing and done a rage whip of the chain over the ropes and yelling at him. That would have been, to me, more effective than whatever happened with this weird miss bottle not break thing. And then he's bleeding because he bled, right? Wasn't that it too? Then afterwards he was bleeding, or am I thinking of a different bottle shot?
I think you're thinking of it. No, I what you might be thinking of is the women's tag match because Marina got busted open.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Which actually that was something I wrote down that we didn't talk about. Shouldn't Megan Bayne have been bleeding after Toni Storm ground a piece of broken glass into her head? I thought that was weird.
Probably.
I thought that was weird, but
probably.
There's a theme with this show where a lot of it where I went, that was weird. So now again, you go back to a production issue and maybe a lineup issue. I don't know why we come back from break with the Don Callis promo instead of Hangman's backstage promo going, look, I'm coming for you. You know who's coming with me. I will say this, get your affairs in order was a cold line. I liked that a lot.
Solid.
The intensity he had in that promo was what I wanted in the ring. And I think he was trying to do it in the ring. And I don't know what happened there. But I thought it was weird to come back with the Don Callis promo and then Hangman instead of the other way around.
Yeah.
When the last thing we saw was Hangman. And also the Don Callis promo, this is the rare time that I'm going to nitpick him, that I'm going to kind of talk about his promos. His whole explanation of the unified title actually made me more confused. And I wasn't confused before that.
I honestly, that's what makes me like it, because I think that was his point. He didn't want to answer the question. So he just did word woos and then was like, how do you not understand? And it's like, well, you said nothing understandable. And his point is, exactly, how do you not get that? So
all right, that's fair. Okay. All right. Well, I retract my criticism.
A little too well on you. And
I think so.
Yeah. At least that was my takeaway. And admittedly, not very smart.
Well, no, but I don't think you're wrong. Now that you say that, I'm like, okay, I get it. I get it. It was maybe a little too meta, but
Okay.
that's fine. Here's why I say that. In a show where you had a lot of things that were kind of weird.
Yeah.
That only added to the weirdness. You know what I mean? And I think by the time we got to it, there had been so many things that were just a little bit off that I was just like, what is going on tonight?
Yeah. Why are we dealing with this now?
Yeah. It just didn't. There was a lot of stuff in there that I was just like, this is weird.
It
And so by the
almost
time
makes you think, did they run the wrong package? And then they were like, oh, balls.
I mean, they might have. I don't know. They might have. So then we got to Moxley and Claudio, where I wrote down, so the walk to the ring isn't long enough as it is. We got to start him outside now. Like,
yeah, that what is happening?
Okay. Also, Renee saying, I actually spoke to Jon Moxley earlier. Will never not be funny.
It's always humorous. And I'm
Yeah.
like, can you just say I talked to John? Just
Yeah.
say John or my husband.
Yeah.
We know. Everyone knows. We know. You've talked about it.
My wife knows that they're married, and I turned to her and I said, I was laughing and I was like, that would be the same as me saying, well, I actually talked to Kristen this morning over breakfast in between letting the dogs out, and she said, like,
and this is what she had to say.
Yeah. Anyway, that will never not be funny to me.
It is weird. Yeah.
What'd you think of the match?
It was interesting. Honestly, I really liked the ending because I was getting to the point in that match where I was like, holy crap, this is the one that's going to be the draw. This is the draw they're going to use.
That's what I thought too.
And then literally as I'm thinking that, boom, uppercut, pin. And I thought, okay, that was a pretty clean uppercut, pretty clean pin.
Mm-hmm.
Weird ending for a Mox match. And then, they're clearly teasing that because I think it was Excalibur was talking about, Marina came out with Mox and then everyone else came out with Claudio.
Yeah.
So are we seeing a division? And it's like, well, yeah, clearly we're seeing a division. And it just, seeing Moxley be so upset at the end outside, I thought was good and needed to happen and liked it. I think the ending for me is what saved the match because honestly, it was okay. Match wise, they're a little too similar for it to be super interesting, in my opinion. And Claudio doesn't have enough personality to really carry that. And Mox right now, his personality is I'm just going to be surly, so it's a little, it's a lot of down and we're all angry and so. But that ending surprised me. How clean it was, and it came pretty quick, and I was like, "Holy cats!" Okay,
yeah, I agree. The end surprised me. So, a couple of things there. I thought the same thing through the whole match. Like, okay, this is another part of the tease to the breakup, and it's another loss for Moxley, and all of that stuff. And I thought the turn was going to happen. I thought for all the world that they were finally going to turn on him, and then they're dapping him up. And because this is wrestling in 2025, the AEW social media team put out a video not long after the show ended of, oh no, they're good. They're so good. They were doing push-ups together backstage, the whole Death Riders.
It's so weird. I didn't see that.
I know. And I was like, okay, so what?
We're doing,
yeah, like again, it's
like
weird.
We just go backstage and do push-ups. That's how you do it.
I mean, if you're a Death Rider, that's what you do. Actually, you go do them outside because clearly you can't, or you do it in the crowd. I don't know, but I fear they're going to drag this out too long.
Possibly. I don't think we're going to see the implosion until after the classic.
Yeah, probably. That makes sense.
And I don't think they should drag it out through past, because when is the classic? Does that wrap up at World's End?
Yeah,
that is when it should happen. In my opinion,
I agree. I agree. So then the way that probably should go then is Moxley should find his way into the semifinal. Because if I have this right, the 2 semifinals and the final all happen at World's End, if I have that correct.
Could be, yeah.
I'm pretty sure. So I agree with you. So so he should get to the semifinal. He should lose, and that's where the turn should happen because he can't win anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I hope he goes away, like we talked about. I think
Mm-hmm.
he deserves it, and I think
Oh,
it
yeah.
wouldn't be a bad thing. But I don't know. We'll see. So that pretty well wraps up what was a kind of bizarre episode of Dynamite.
Yes, it was. And once again, though, they did make a point of saying how many people were in the Don Callis family.
They did. They did.
Which is so funny to me that they
Yeah.
keep pointing that out.
Well, and I
can't wait for that breakup either.
Right, and that's what I was gonna say. I think that's where we're headed. I think that's why they're pointing that out is we know it's bloated and we're doing it on purpose.
Mm-hmm. 100%.
Yeah. So,
what was your highlight of the night?
Ooh, that's a good question. Probably I'm going back and forth between Kevin Knight and Pac. I'm going back and forth in my head between them. I'm gonna say Kevin Knight, but it's close.
Mm-hmm. I think for me, the highlight was the Okada pinning of Pac as he's trying to get on the whatever, I can't remember the
brutalizer.
The brutalizer, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was such a really good, smooth finish that was such a great match. The Kevin Knight match with Protostar, such a good match. Even, in the Mox Claudio thing, the ending was really good, but the highlight for me was seeing Okada pin him that way. I thought that was really good. His reaction afterwards, I thought that story was really well told. I liked that a lot.
Yeah.
Me.
Yeah. I think the only reason I leaned towards just Kevin Knight in general is I am fully on board the push him to the moon train.
Yep. But please take it slow. Please take it slow. Don't put him into like a title situation and then have him lose and then go, now I don't know what to do.
Yeah. Yeah. So I would say it was probably him. I would also put specifically Eddie Kingston's promo in there because
yeah,
he just doesn't miss on the mic. But
no, he does not. Love him.
Overall, kind of a weird episode.
Was odd, filled with weirdness and bizarre angles.
Yeah.
I mean camera. I don't mean wrestling angles, but yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, this is where AEW sometimes falls victim to their own high bar. I was watching that kind of going like, I don't know, I'm not feeling this one the way I usually do. But here's what I always say about Dynamite. Even if the stuff in between the matches is weird, like it was tonight, or even kind of boring, which happens,
right?
The matches are always going to be good.
Yep.
Always, without question.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they delivered on that tonight, and it was fine.
Mm-hmm.
It was fine. It was a little weird, but it was fine. That's what I came away with.
Yep. If they tighten up that backstage presentation, do things in slightly different order than they did, that would have raised the bar on that show quite a bit. But
I agree. I agree. But
that's us nitpicking. But I thought it was, when you look at that stacked card, it's hard for that not to be a decent show.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're going to keep getting that throughout the Continental Classic because there's not a bad match anywhere in there.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So it's fine. It's fine.
We give these glowing reviews and then, it's fine.
Well, I mean,
I get it.
Yeah, it's like I said, the matches were good. The stuff in between the matches was weird.
Yep.
And there was a lot of stuff in between the matches. So
maybe if they would have showed everyone doing push-ups between matches, we would have liked it better.
Like while bleeding, I think that would have been the key.
Yes. And
because Moxley is bleeding in that.
Of course he is.
Yeah.
And how they're like, he wasn't bleeding that bad before the giant swing. Then all the blood rushed to his head and he started squirting like a sprinkler or whatever it was he said.
Yeah. So. Yeah. I don't know. So again, it was fun. Well, I will say this though. Remember last week when I was like, Claudio should be like a multi-time world champion? Well, you're welcome, buddy, for that CMLL title.
There you
welcome
go.
for that one.
There you go.
And I will say this: I actually thought he looked better in that match than he's looked in a while.
I did too.
I did.
I really did. That was one of my more favorite Claudio matches where he was spotlighted. I think he works best as the heavy in a tag or multi-man match and keep his time in there limited. Power move, cripple someone else comes to get the pin.
Yep, I agree. So, all right, on to next week. We'll see
Yes,
what
sir.
they do. Yep.
All right.
I don't even know what the card. Well, we won't know what the card is going to be for next week, but there's going to be some bangers out of the Continental Classic. I can tell you that.
Yep. So until next time, make sure you like, share, subscribe, do all the things, make the clickety clicks, or you just tell someone about it. Tell someone about the show. That helps.
Honestly, do all of the above. You have the time. Let's be honest. Do it.
If you made it this far, you have the time. Also, BlueChew, where you at?
I need to go figure out who's in charge of advertising over there.
Let me just say,
get rejected by them.
Let me just the sound. Wow, no, see that if I had BlueChew, that would have been a full on boy.